Hello, Dota 2 fans, and welcome to our third series of the night for the Dota 2 Asia Championships Asia Qualifier. We've got LAI Gaming versus Invasion Esports. I am MoreHP, your resident Canadian Dota 2 caster, joined by none other than our fearless leader, HeflaTV. What do you got for the forecast on this matchup?
No forecast for me, but it's definitely not night anymore. Jesus, it's 10 a.m. here in Europe, and I haven't slept yet. I'm almost dead. But yeah, it's actually gonna be amazing because Invasion took one game in the last series, which was something I didn't expect. I watched both games, and the first one was like, yeah, well, you know, the C team again, it's losing. But then suddenly, game two, they struck so hard. It looked really good, so I hope that gave them some sort of motivation going into LAI Gaming's roster here. It's not going to be easy, but it's possible.
Yeah, they had a very stable laning stage in Game 2. Some good decision-making, some good mid-game engagements off the back of the Stone Gaves from Kessie Imba's Medusa there. So looking very good in Game 2. They did get stomped, as you mentioned, in Game 1 in 18 minutes. But either way, hopping into the draft, Ember Spirit Skywrath going to be the 1-2 from Invasion, and the response, two very strong heroes from LAI in Juggernaut and Vengeful Spirit.
To be honest, I was always one of those casters who said, like, please don't give me a Panda. I hate Panda. But my new favorite is gonna be Juggernaut. Like, seriously, bring Panda back and ban that goddamn Juggernaut every single game. To be honest, right now I'm pretty surprised that people don't ban the Juggernaut, because I think the Juggernaut by now is more of a threat than, for example, a Naga or a Panda, even in LAI Gaming's hand. But, well, I mean, at least the Axe is coming out as a first ban material, and that's for obvious reasons. I think he's the most banned hero, the most picked hero in this tournament. And yeah. I'm not even kidding. Actually, I don't have a basis on this. I can't say 100% that I'm right, but it really feels like every game I watched, there was Axe.
He's certainly a contender for that top pick, and he definitely warrants the ban, at least in this tournament. Troll, also pretty high favor in this tournament, will be removed as well from Invasion. That's something that they picked and lost with against IMG, and something that IMG picked up as well against them, so that'll be removed from the pool. Yeah, Juggernaut definitely very strong in this meta, despite the small nerfs to him a couple days ago in the Omni-Slash range, as well as his armor. But Invasion are going to pick up the Invoker here, so will be interesting to see if they give this back to Kessie Imba in the safe lane, as they do have that Ember Spirit ready perhaps for that mid lane.
Yeah, I mean, Kessie Imba Invoker is actually a pretty strong thing. I love it. It's to be honest, Kessie Imba and DDC, those two guys were like my most favorite Z Invoker players. But I'm just looking at the Shadow Fiend ban. Actually, this one is kind of troubling, because I don't know, into a Scarab Mage, into a Evoker, there's a lot of burst damage. Like that Shadow Fiend, he has to rush BKB ASAP. Otherwise, he's not gonna survive against the Magicka Burst if they actually get a clear shot on him. But, well, the question is, do they get it? That remains to be seen. Juggernaut and Vengeful Spirit, I like this combination. It's good for laning. Vengeful Spirit, we saw in the first start of the game that's actually going on right now. Oh, it's been done, Fire Lost against Empire, but there we saw it, for example, like Vengeful Spirit just roaming between mid and the safe lane all the time, and actually for Empire it worked out just right now. Each and every time they got a kill. We have to see if that's the case here, because, you know, Juggernaut, they're not picking up heavy Blade Fury builds anymore. They go for this 1-1-1 trash build, which I hate. But,
yeah, because of the value point in Blade Fury, it doesn't increase your DPS that much by picking up the extra points, and sometimes stats are a little more valuable. But either way, they're gonna pick up a Chen for LAI Gaming. I don't know when the last time I saw a Chen in competitive Dota was, but either way, with that healing ward, they're gonna be able to push pretty heavily early on. And as well, they do have a pretty good Roche lineup with the Wave of Terror, the healing ward, as well as the presence of the Dark Lord. And as you mentioned, Shadow Fiend going to be very susceptible to this magic damage burst, but if they're able to shadow him enough such that he gets up that BKB, Ember Spirit is a low armor hero, Skywrath is a low armor hero, and they're going to take a lot of damage from this physical damage output of the SF. So definitely the mid to late game boding well thus far for LAI Gaming, but certainly Ember Spirit Invoker dual core is no slouch in the late game either.
Yeah, I mean, the Darkseer pick, as such, I regard this hero in the current stage, 6.83 and downwards, like pretty much everything every patch, all the 6.8 ones. Darkseer, a pretty weak hero. We have him seen here now in the Chinese teams pretty often. I like him in this game, especially because the Juggernaut. Because what you want against the Juggernaut is that, especially in huge clash fights, you never really want to have like only the heroes left as targets. What you want to have is you want multiple targets. That's why we're probably going to see Volker. If he's mid, he's going for Necro. We have the Darkseer now picking up like additional target. The Ember is pretty elusive, so the Jugger is going to have a hard time. But yeah, we have 2 more picks, and that's pretty much it. We have done with drafting.
Yeah, they're gonna rock that one out real quick there. It looks like FCFZ will take that Invoker to the mid lane, but to introduce the Dire lineup, FCFZ playing on that Invoker for Invasion. Ghost once again on the Darkseer. He was in the Darkseer in game 2 versus IMG. We've got Keswick Imba towards the safe lane on his Ember Spirit, looking pretty pimp. Okay, playing on the Skywrath Mage, and finally ADTR rounding out Invasion on the Maker of Worlds, that Elder Titan.
Yeah, the Delta Titan actually boosting what I already mentioned in the draft, like the Magical Burst by Invasion, but I'm not sure if that's like in the long term of the game, if that's actually a good decision. The Bone was the last pick here by LAI Gaming, and it's being picked up by XDD. We have the 5400. I have actually no idea. I think it's Sheng or 5400. I have no idea how to like properly name him in the Chinese version. Either way, he's on the Vengeful Spirit. Behind him, we have Super. And then, of course, heading towards mid at the moment. There is the stand-in Secret. I have no idea who he is. Usually there should be Lin playing in this position.
Right.
But, well, XZ is on the Jugger. Then he's going to take the offline, which is quite a surprise now. I actually thought they're going to put him, well, the Juggernaut as such, into the safe lane. But, well, why not? If he grabs experience, it should be fine.
Yeah, with that Healing Ward, he should be able to stay in lane okay. Should be able to dodge some of the disables with that Blade Fury as well, but definitely not going to find as much farm. Interesting to see the Bone Fletcher, as you mentioned. Clink's going to be picked up here by LAI Gaming, and he will be able to farm fairly well with those Searing Arrows in the safe lane up against the solo Ghost Darkseer, but I fear that Ghost is going to find a lot for Invasion in this offlane. Not too much kill potential with just a dual lane up against him.
Yep. I mean, the Darkseer, well, let's see. I mean, Iron Shell is always something that's kind of messy because you the denies and everything. And of course, Bone doesn't come with too much HP. It should be fine, but yeah, you're right. These new Searing Arrows, they really hurt. And at the moment, look at it. Darkseer, he's trying to turn around, trying to be a bit aggressive on the Vengeful Spirit, but in the end, he has to go back. Searing Arrows is no joke, but top. At the same time, this might be our first blood here. It's following him. And yes, that's it. Our first blood is done. Kind of unexpected.
A very suspenseful first blood at that. Not sure how they were able to take him down with just the Ancestral Spirit. Able to latch a Searing Change was Keswick Imba, and bot lane Ghost is a little bit far forward here. Magic Missile is ready from the Vengeful and probably will trade over an offlane death as well to the side of LAI Gaming. He's going to be able to surge up and run through the trees, but he will be flanked around from the backside. He is salving though, and he should be just fine to survive for now. No Magic Missile for a little while as 5400 is claritying up, so well played there by Ghost.
Yeah, definitely. Nice jukes around the trees. He even interrupts the clarity, which means the Vengeful Spirit is going to be for the next 10 seconds or so without anything. But now he has to be careful. I mean, he can't take too much of these hits, especially because he's down 1 tango already. So for him, staying on the lane is becoming more and more painful. Juggernaut now in the river, waiting for that 2-minute rune. That's probably the best he can do at this point, because otherwise he's barely getting any XP. That should be his level 2, and he definitely needs that. But oh, there's the Skywrath Mage, and well, you gotta be careful. He has Brown Boots, but on both sides, so Blade Fury might actually hurt, but yeah, he's gonna take that rune, and that's his level 2 guaranteed.
Yeah, so he finds a level 2. That'll be nice for him in terms of lane stability. And
look at
Ghost
this.
is going to be wrapped on here. There's an invisibility rune. He actually has scouted it out, however, with that Sentry Ward and 5400 a little bit late on the trigger. He'll be able to surge back with that level 3 on him, so doing fairly well thus far in the offlane.
This Sentry Ward is absolutely valuable. I like it. I mean, in the he put it up right at the beginning, which means this was more or less once, of course, for a laning ward being there, and maybe, of course, for the Bone, like just not coming and wrapping around. But oh, look in the mid, invisibility rune, and there's the stun on the Invoker. What we need. Well, no, it's not actually coming. Now it's coming with the Chen rotating in, holding him in place. That's an easy kill, but look at the Shadow Fiend. He had Cold Snap up. He couldn't even cast the Shadow Rays, the first one. So I thought like, wow, nice play, Invoker, but yeah, the Chen.
Yeah, nice rotations in there from Super. He's also farming fairly well in the jungle, sitting at his level 3, almost level 4 after that kill. Meanwhile, top lane, XZ in a little bit of trouble. Okay, with those boots, going to rotate forward, but not going to Ancient Seal him up, so it looks like they won't go on him for the time being. Secret able to ferry out his bottle now, so he's going to have a lot of lane presence here up against FZ's Invoker, and he's only got the Null Talisman and the boots to his name.
Yep, and let's see, top, I mean, this Jugger, he gotta be careful, like, I mean, we have, and that's quite unusual, we have on ADTR a level 1 Echo Stomp, so they want this as initiation, but oh, bottom, there was a stun here on the Darkseer. What we need is a net, and yes, now they can go for the right clicks. I'm not sure if it's enough, but it should be, yes, it should be, especially the stun of the center is coming out. Nice macro here by Super, it was definitely super performance.
Yeah, definitely well played there by Super, latching both the net as well as the stomp, and they're able to bring down that Darkseer, who we thought would probably have a fairly good time up against this lane, but a couple early rotations from the Chen, and he'll have to surge all the way back down to lane, not quite level 4 yet, however, is doing fairly well in comparison to XZ's Juggernaut, who just barely amassed that level 3 mark and is now rotating back to base.
Oh, we have to see. In the mid, how's the Shadow Fiend doing? I mean, 16 and 11. The Invoker in direct comparison, well, he is 14 and 6. It's not too far off, but of course the Invoker, you can see it, his playstyle at the moment. He's so cautious, like, there could be any time someone rotating around. Even the Chen could just send anyone in there the lane. And Magic Missile plus a net, that is all the setup they need, for example, on a Shadow Fiend. But now, well, we have a nice and a very interesting smoke. Vengeful Spirit in combination of the Juggernaut, level 2 Blade Fury. So not the 1-1-1 cookie cutter build, but they want to go for the Invoker again.
And they probably will find FZ here. Yeah, he's a little bit too far forward with the Blade Fury. There should be an easy kill. Shadow Rays even there to finish the job. And Secret gonna find that. They're able to keep down FZ here early. And LAI Gaming needing this game bad. They need to win out in order for a chance at the top 4. And they're gonna need a little help from Speed Gaming as well.
But I like what they do. LAI Gaming making the right decisions at the moment. They're like, Jugger is to his team, yo guys, I'm not getting jacked there in the top lane, and if I go there I might be ganked, so I might as well just go somewhere, and with the help now of Vengeful Spirit, he's not just killing the Invoker now, they're clearing also a bit jungle, like make that like level 3.5, 5 minutes, like considering how bad it started for him,
yeah,
it's taking a good course now.
Yeah, definitely so. 3-1 is your score, just sub 6 minutes at this point. The one bright spot for Invasion, Keswick Imba farming very well, topping the CS chart at 34 and 15, has also been involved in that one early kill, but he is going to find his critical game mass pretty soon. However, XTD farming very well on the Clinks as well, and the Shadow Fiend Secret has picked up 2 kills. It looks like they'll amass for a push on this tier 1 in the bottom lane.
Yeah, definitely. And the problem is Darkseer, he can't really do anything. That's the biggest problem. There's a tornado up, and that tornado, nobody has anything to interrupt it. Now that, of course, we have an Echo Storm, theoretically, we could interrupt it, but, well, if that's really worth it, I'm not so sure. They can't even stay around just to defend.
Yep, Hadouken goes out into the wave from the Satyr, but this tower is dropping real quick with the Searing Arrows as well as the units from the Chen, and 5400 going to find the last hit there on the Vengeful Spirit, so that's a nice little influx of gold for him. Perhaps he looks to build into a medallion or an urn for his teammates. Either way, looks like a trade is being attempted by Invasion in this top lane, but they'll TP over the Vengeful Spirit, and they've already got XZ waiting in the wings here, so Magic Missile could be dangerous for Keswick Imba, albeit he does have that level 3 Flame Guard.
Yeah, no, this is not working out. Like, I mean, the combination of Scarab, Mage, and Ember, like, they're so slow in pushing. Even if they attempted to go full YOLO on that tower, it just didn't work out at all. But that's quite interesting. Darkseer, like, look how low he gets just by the Klings auto-attacking with Searing Arrows. It's horrible for him. And that Kling soon is gonna have, yeah, his items coming up. I mean, Orchid is probably what we're gonna see. Never mind. Oh, he's gonna finish the PTs first, I guess.
Yeah, he'll go for treads, which is a little odd. Usually see the naked rush onto the Orchid, but either way, with that death packed up, he was dealing a hell of a lot of damage, as you mentioned. And Ghost not really finding much in this lane as the Darkseer, and Darkseer, as gimp as he is in the first place, is even worse without farm. So I do worry for his ability to find some impact in this mid game. But other than that, everything else looking fairly even in terms of the metrics. 2,500 net worth lead going LAI Gaming's way, and about 1,500 in the way of experience.
Yeah, and it's really it's a damn awkward lane for Darkseer. I really feel for him because like Iron Shell and everything, it doesn't really do anything. The Klings can eat one of them and then kill the second one easily with searing arrows, and bam, your I don't know, your most lethal weapon is taken out pretty much. Darkseer TPing back to base and the Juggernaut being pursued by Arcane Bolts, but nothing of that will be of consequence whatsoever. So the game kind of slowed down at the moment.
Yeah, definitely so. Drums look like they're going to be built into here from Kessigim, a pretty standard build on the Ember. He's got a couple of Spirits in tow, can look to initiate onto XZ, but with the Blade Fury, he is pretty survivable. He's also got 1 level in that healing ward. The Chen now found his Hand of God at level 6 as well, so farming pretty well, and it looks like in terms of net worth, most of the top of the chart dominated by LAI.
Yep, maybe we're gonna see that tier 1 tower falling at least. I mean, they're gonna put some more damage in there, but the problem is they're just so weak in pushing. That's the biggest problem. So that tier 1 tower is still standing. LAI Gaming at the moment, they're just farming better. They're ahead in XP and gold, 3,000 gold, 2,000 in experience. Of course, gold is a bit explained by this mere fact that they have, of course, the tower advantage and 2 kills on top of it. The problem is, as we pause right now, pretty much all of Invasion is disconnecting right now. They're also heading into Roshan. We have 3 creeps. We have the Chen right-clicking. We have, of course, Klings with Searing Arrow, which Roshan is not immune to, and of course the minus armor. And that's pretty bad news. This Roshan is gonna die fast. The only good news is this is the perfect puppy pause, because Invasion, they're gonna know about this if they look at the stream.
Definitely so, but either way, there is some coverage here in terms of vision on the high ground for the Radiant side, and yeah, as you mentioned, something we alluded to in the draft is their ability to melt Roshan with their lineup, so they should be able to do that fairly soon, even without XZ's healing ward committed to that. Either way, that'll be a nice advantage that they can accrue through this mid-game. It looks like we will see the Mushi build, as we have pretty much throughout the DAC on the Shadow Fiend. He's opting for an early mechanism.
Yeah, we have to see where this one is going. At the moment, I'm more curious about what happened to Invasion. I mean, someone tripped over the wire? I don't know.
It's a countrywide blackout over in, I don't know where the hell they
Someone
are.
in chat said, welcome to Malaysia.
Yeah. Honestly, SEA Dota, unfortunately for them, a little bit of ping issues throughout SEA for this entire tournament, and most of the SEA teams sitting right at the bottom of the barrel. Aces down there, G-Guard down there as well, and Invasion is pretty much the best of all of them thus far in terms of the standings.
Yeah, we saw that in the last series, Invasion has at least the potential to take here and there a game, even though they always have an advantage just when it comes down to ping. I mean, I don't want to be one of those ping whiners that there have been like 100 Reddit threads about it, but yeah. I mean, it's no secret that the ping is of course an issue if you play a Perfect World. We as casters know that as well, because sometimes for us it's also just a frame show.
Yeah, we're lucky not to have a flip book for this game for you guys, so hopefully we get these issues remedied here and we can get back to some good Dota. But either way, LAI securing a bit of an early game advantage. Full power treads now, as well as the Aquila and the Soul Ring completed up on the Clinks. He'll probably grab up a creep for the Dark Pact and walk into that Roche pit with his teammates, so things looking pretty good for LAI. And Ghost did reconnect here, and something about VPN.
Yeah, that's a good thing about Malaysians. Like, there are a lot of Malaysians who actually speak Mandarin, and therefore they can communicate with the Chinese, which is cool.
Yeah, that'd be nice.
Of course, we are left out because I have no idea what they are talking to. Even though HeflaTV has a Chinese department, like my Chinese is very limited. But I'm learning. I'm learning.
Yeah, definitely so. If you're looking for Chinese coverage, usually you can find that over on HeflaTV 5. Be sure to follow the stream while we're in the pause. But either way, we've got 2 members of Invasion in the game. They can play 2v5, right?
Nah, that's not gonna happen. But I mean, now that they're reconnecting, I'm pretty sure the rest is coming. Now the question really remains: do they take the time, look on a stream or something? Usually, the manager or anyone else, like, or anyone out there, like friends or something, they say like, man, people, they're in the Roshan pit, do something about it when you reconnect. That's why I'm saying, like, this pause is very awkward, but there's nothing we can do as casters. Like, they just need to look at the minimap, for example. We couldn't even block it out. But I have to see what Invasion does. Like, do they actually respond to this? Because, I mean, as we see it right now, like, the combination of Venge, Bone, and a Chen, that is definitely a gankable combination, especially when they're busy with Roshan.
Certainly
and
so.
also those creeps won't tank Roshan forever, so we have to see where this one is going.
It will seem a little bit peculiar considering their current position on the map. OK, as well as Keswick, are pretty out of position, and even FZ farming up the jungle with his Forged Spirits. If they continue to, or proceed to rotate over to this Roche pit pretty quickly, it does seem a little bit odd. But either way, Ghost is in position for perhaps a vacuum to the high ground, but it is only a level 1 vacuum, and radius-wise, that's pretty underwhelming at this point.
Yeah, I mean, level 1 vacuum is something you really just use to interrupt someone, for example. Like, it has barely any value, but LAI, they don't care. They're just gonna proceed. This Roshan is going down, and look at the speed.
Wow.
Jesus Christ, especially with Strafe activated here. Minus armor, double minus armor actually on top of it. Roshan has 0 armor whatsoever. It's even going into negative, and yeah, that's the
XTD,
easiest.
really mean dude. He actually ate the troll from Super in order to get his Dark Pact off. Just forgot to grab one in the jungle, and now Chen gonna have to go find another companion. But very nice pickup for LAI Gaming there, and they'll give the Aegis over to Secret's Shadow Fiend in the mid, so this will allow him to play a little bit more aggressive without risking losing all his souls.
Yeah, and if we think about this game so far, like, there's only one guy farming at the moment for Invasion, that's Keswick Imba. The Invoker lost his lane. The Darkseer is more or less like, I don't know, a spectator in his own lane, because the combination of like Bone plus Vengeful Spirit, it just didn't work out. They can't really gank anything, and wherever they try, it's mostly a target that, I don't know, doesn't care too much, like the Juggernaut.
Yeah.
It's not looking good when it comes to lane, so I hope Invasion does something by plays, by fights, by ganks, anything.
Yeah, they are going to need to get this seal off in order for Keswick to go in with the Spirit Bomb, because the Blade Fury will keep up the Jug more likely than not versus the Ember's Toolkit, at least early on. And as you mentioned, just as you mentioned it on cue, the drums did come out for Keswick Imba, so certainly the one bright spot for Invasion. But LAI Gaming going to take the T1 mid, also throw out a Wave of Terror to harass ADTR, and actually they're going to continue to press on with that Glyph for their Tier 1 in the off lane. They will be able to get a lot of damage done on this Tier 2, and certainly taking advantage of the strengths of their lineup early on.
This is not just damage, like, there's no reason they cannot continue, because Invasion, they have to bring a lot more people in there. Like, this TP even has to be interrupted, and therefore this is settled. This is the fate of this Tier 2 tower. In the end, they trade 2 towers for 1. That's the best Invasion can do at the moment. Like, they couldn't fight this, especially with the Chen being so goddamn rich, and like having tons of creeps, like everybody with frost armor up. Like, there's even no reason for not going Tier 3. If not the tower down, it will at least take significant damage.
Yeah, and they have the Buckler popped here by Secret. He's got the Aegis as well. This Tier 3 is going down completely unabated in the mid lane. Keswick will rotate in with a Sleight of Fist Searing Chains. It's only going to latch on the SF, however, and some Searing Arrows punishment from XTD will go into the melee racks. Echo Stomp will hit on all the Chen creeps as well as Secret. Concussive Shot comes in from the side. Cold Snap is there as well, but they're just going to back off and regroup here from the side of LAI Gaming, and they take a Tier 3 absolutely for free. 3 towers going down in the mid lane for their one off lane Tier 1, which is a very uninfluential tower overall in the game regardless.
Yep, and this Shadow Fiend is playing really ballsy, but he has all the reason for it. I mean, with all the auras around and the items and the mech he went for, he has 15 armor and the Aegis as a backup, so no reason not to be there. And he's just standing in front, just going for it. Maybe now they go for it, but it doesn't look like it. Look at the melee racks. There's no cliff. They can't stop it. This is the first racks down at 12 minutes. This reminds me of 6.81 newbie pushing draft. That's pretty much it.
Yeah, I'm surprised we don't see Jakiro Death Prophet in this one. The Requiem of Souls being channeled up. Cold Snap will be there to disrupt it. The mech going to be popped by Invasion. Secret trying to rotate back. There's a magic missile to cover fire him, and he'll be just fine. The Requiem being channeled up, but a zip out from Keswick Imba will keep him safe regardless. They will forfeit over this full lane of racks, and still Aegis in hand for Secret, and LAI Gaming going to back out without losing anything but a Requiem of Souls cooldown.
The timing is just perfect. LAI Gaming's timing is absolutely perfect because they are in the weak spot for Invasion, and I can tell you exactly why. Ember Spirit, sure, he found a lot of farm, but like, we must not forget, he's only level 8. That means 1 point only in Sleight of Fist. He's far away from Cleave or anything. If he had Cleave and a higher point of Sleight of Fist, this would just rock the show. But without it, 12 minutes in, base defense, You just don't have that. And the same goes, for example, for the Elder Titan. By the way, they're gonna chase here the Ember Spirit at the moment. Like, I don't know if that's working out. Yeah. He's gonna be forced back.
He did have a defensive remnant, and he will be able to get out, but they'll forfeit this tier 1 for free as well. And already you see pretty defensively Invasion postured up as 4 mid, and unfortunately LAI Gaming gonna ball up, and they're gonna look a lot scarier as the full 5-man lineup. They still have this Aegis for another 30 seconds or so, so perhaps just for this tier 2 push, but it doesn't look like that Invasion is willing to contest this so far.
No, and I don't think they can do anything, to be honest. Like, I mean, now there's a cliff available thanks to killing a tier 1 tower. Maybe going bottom would have been wiser for LAI Gaming, because then they had like a 4-minute time window of not having a cliff on Invasion side. Now they have to deal with a cliff, but you said it already. They still have Aegis, they have the healing ward, they have a mech, they have everything they need, and of course tons of auras by the Chen. Now you see it already. They just want to go.
Yeah, Secret needs to be careful here. His Aegis is going to pop soon. He actually gets swapped back defensively, and there the Aegis pops just now. So he only has 240 health, and not sure if he's noticed he has no Aegis left. He'll take an Ancestral Spirit, and will have to mech up. That'll be all his mana, so this will sound the retreat from LAI Gaming. But regardless, full Desolator picked up by XDD, and they've forced Invasion tightly wound into their base, and they're not going to be able to find farm on any of their heroes anywhere on this map.
That Desolator surprises me. I actually thought we're gonna see some typical bone item, but nope, this is not happening. But either way, at least with the Aegis gone, they're not gonna go for anyone. But look at look at the Clinks. He's just sitting in their base. Like, there's no vision, no sentry, no nothing. This is really, I don't know, Invasion should invest definitely in a sentry. But now they have a sentry up, but it's in such a position that the bone actually can maneuver around and still enter the base without being seen. So that's kind of slack of Invasion, but at least in top they have a sentry ward up. Yeah,
they'll actually place a second one down to cover that path as well now, but it looks like they have regrouped from LAI Gaming, the recall from the Chen being used for Secret's Shadow Fiend, and they'll group up once again with all their ultimates in tow, ready to go here. And as you mentioned, even though the Ember Spirit's farmed up, he doesn't even have that second level of ult. The swap back is going to drop them out of the Mystic Flare, but the wall will bring down XTD. That's a huge kill already. No buyback onto that Clinks, and that's a big bulk of their damage. Echo Stomp is going to hit on 3. Secret will have his cancelled by the illusion from the Wall of Replica, but LAI Gaming are still content to press forward without their Clinks here, and they need to be careful not to rush headlong into their death. Cold Snap goes out onto the Shadow Fiend. Healing Ward gonna keep him up for the time being, and it looks like they will back off.
Yeah, I mean, it's just gonna get like 50% on a tier 3 tower. That's all it is in summary. But this Clinks, by the way, I'm pretty sure he's pretty angry, because he was pretty low, but he was safe. There were no projectiles flying or anything.
Yeah.
But he went straight forward and moved headfirst into the wall, the fancy blue wall by that little fancy blue troll, and that's pretty much what killed him. So in the end, that was a kind of unnecessary death, but good for Invasion, because now they have at least some breathing time. They have to go back, claim their own jungle back, D-ward. That's what the Scarab Mage is doing at the moment here on the Pop Hill. They have to get back some farm.
Yeah, they need to start spreading across this map, but they don't have many access points, only having that one tier 2 up in their off lane to boot. XTD did die to his own illusion there. Maybe if he doesn't pick up the Deso and picks up an Orchid instead, it isn't able to chop him down in one hit, but either way, still huge advantage. It looks like a very small one on the kill board, 3 for 2 for LAI Gaming, but taking a look at the net worth, 10k lead for them in that metric, and only about 3k in terms of experience, but definitely the amount of structural damage is showing its virtue here for LAI Gaming.
Yep, definitely. Oh, but let's see. That was just a random smoke pop. They suspected someone being there, but in the end, it was just amazing. This was the Vengeful Spirit being around here in the Rosh Pit. That's all it was. All it was, and they popped the smoke. So Invasion's little initiative completely, I don't know, ripped apart by its roots.
And the 1 armor Skywrath Mage is going to be dropped right now by XTD. He might even find another kill. Swap back onto Ghost with the magic missile there. XTD easy double kill with the double damage on the Clinks. A little bit of RNG going his way, picking up that rune. But either way, they should bring down this last outer tier tower if they are willing to do so in this lane. Secret pushing in the top lane solo on the SF. He's going to catch a Cold Snap and an Echo Stomp. There is a Sunstrike here as well. He will be able to just just walk away from that though, and should be able to back off just fine.
I don't know what the plan was there, but like the Fort Spirits not instantly attacked him, so he wasn't like mini stunned all the time. I don't know, the Sunstrike came so late that I don't know, that was kind of weird. It looked a bit like Ping issue, I would say, but I don't want to put anyone's thought here up. Either way, they just finished the tier 2 tower, and that's pretty much it. By the way, that Klings, I think even without a double damage, they had the damage in the setup to get the kill even there, so RNG didn't even matter. It just made it way faster for Invasion. But yeah, all the other towers are down. So Invasion, we have a game, 90 minutes, 7 kills, but we are looking already at 1 racks down, 2 to go. This is probably gonna be one of the least action-packed games ever in terms of kills.
Yeah, definitely so. And XDD is gonna spot out the Roche with his team. The Healing Ward is down currently for XZ, but they do have the mechanism on the Shadow Fiend, and with this medallion, they'll absolutely melt that rank 2 Roshan and give over the Bone Fletcher the Aegis this time so that he doesn't kill himself. He'll pick up the Dark Pact extra damage, and with a Hyperstone in tow now, on the way to presumably what is an AC, perhaps a Mjolnir, he is going to look to hit pretty hard. He will scout out that there's a sentry mid as he was attacked by that Forged Spirit, but still looking for a pick off on the side, maybe able to find FZ as he does walk up the high ground, but they should group up as 5 here and look to put some punishment into the next lane of racks.
Yep, definitely. That scouting of Sentry Wards is definitely nice. They're gonna enter the base through mid, but they're gonna head directly top. The Ember is trying to, I don't know, hold them still at the moment, but look at this. The Ember Spirit being almost ripped apart just by right clicks. Minus armor, plus a Shadow Fiend. That is not funny. The tower is down. Klinks doesn't care about fights or anything. Cliff is already popped on now Invasion. I don't know how they want to stop it, but they have to.
Omni Slash is going to be there. They're going to take down the Invoker. Okay, getting very low as well. They'll have to mech up from the side of Invasion. Hand of God will be there for the sustain. Secret absolutely battling up in the front lines. He'll pop the mana to get rid of the silence there. He will get vacuumed into the wall along with XDD, and Secret's Illusion is doing a lot of work. They'll be able to dust up XDD and bring him down, but that's only the Aegis. He will respawn here and will look to fight up. He'll get the Searing Chains to the face though. The Spirit Bomb will be there. Klinks will be down. He does have buyback, but a swap back onto Keswick Imba, and so far it's a 4-for-1 plus an Aegis going the way of LAI Gaming. They've also taken that full second lane of racks, and buyback comes out from XDD. Little bit of a rage BB from him. He doesn't have enough for travels, so he's not going to be able to join the fray very quickly. Does have the Shadow Walk, but by the time they chop into this tier 3, he shouldn't be quite there. He will find, however, another double damage rune in the river.
Yep, I don't think this is any rage buyback. This is absolutely perfect because they can just continue right now. There's no reason to stop. Ember is still down. He's the heaviest damage dealer at the moment for Invasion. Like, Jen is already walking around with that Ancient Creeps, and that's pretty much it. Like, Last Rex is there to go, but first there's a Meteor to drop. Nobody's going down. Nobody's taking heavy damage, but a beautiful swap here on the Invoker. Do they have vision? No. He just goes walking around while the Dark Sea is dropping directly next to the fountain. Now we have the Ember Spirit, but Jesus Christ, one slide of fist, he already has to go back into the fountain, and finally, there's a GG call. I mean, it was due pretty much like 10 minutes ago, but they tried hard, they really wanted to do something, but look at this, LAI Gaming just camping their fountain. It feels like a pop game, and to be honest, it definitely was dominated by LAI Gaming. Like, early push strategy, the timing was perfect, everything was perfect. It reminded me really of Newbie.
Yeah, definitely. So FZFC on the Invoker taken down 3 times early, and the SF able to get up a little too much momentum there, and the whole lineup from LAI looking good. Very reminiscent of one series ago where Invasion lost in 18 minutes to IMG, but they did come back in game 2 and look very good. So we'll see if they're able to do that again, guys. We'll be back shortly on HeflaTV with your game 2.